All right. Let's jump right into this bad boy. You already know, this is your host here. 005 Dynasty in the building with another one. Free Mixing University. And let's jump right into it. So basically what we're doing today is a quick little tutorial on EQ and specifically rolling off the top end or the highs of an audio sound file. So let's jump into FL Studio really quick. And the same principles apply on any DAW that you're using or any piece of hardware. Same thing's going to apply. All right, so let's play the sounds first and foremost. All right. Actually, let me turn the volume down. I don't want to hurt your eardrums, okay? Turn the volume down a little bit. All right. Cool. All right, so let's mute track 2. Let's play track number 1. Okay, so I made that loop, and as you can see, the highs are not too present. I mean, they're right there. They're like right above the midtones, but they're not like piercing the eardrum. You know what I'm saying? But let's play the second track. I made this loop as well. Ooh, that's coming in a little too hot. Like too hot. Hold on. Turn that down. Wow. Okay. And actually that's actually playing at the wrong tempo. So I'll play the correct file for you actually. Okay. As you can hear, the high end just it's like really present, really coming through, and that would be kind of hard to sit in the mix. I mean, you can, but it would be frustrating to mess around with it like that. So that's when the EQ comes into play. So let's drag that back in here actually. I don't feel like restretching and doing all that crazy stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go over to my little fader window, mixer window over here, and I'm gonna start messing around with the sound. Let's go back. Make sure we are on the right track. Close that. Track 3. All right, we'll do track 3. Open EQ. Parametric EQ number 2. And let's play the sound. Okay. So as you can see, I've already EQ'd the sound once. You see, I took off most of the highs already. over here. Okay, as you can see, I'll play it for you again. You see, I already took off most of the highs, and it's still Pearson. It's still it has too much presence. So let's mess around with this, okay? Let's actually put that in a loop. Okay. Let me turn that down actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a low pass filter. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a low pass. Okay. And what that's going to do is it's going to do a nice little curve over here on the high end. I'm going to go to step 8. Okay. 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 So I don't want to lose the sound quality because I like the sound quality, but I do see or actually hear a problem at the pluck or like the attack of the sound. It's just really trying to cut through. So it probably it was the way that I played it, or it was just the actual sound itself just had that type of like attack or presence in it. I don't remember, like when I made this loop, I don't remember. So what I'm hearing is resonant frequencies and frequencies that are really jumping out. So we will have to try to find those to minimize them so that the sound is a little bit more like softer, or like it just, you know, it just humbles itself basically. It needs to sit back, you know? So let's try to find that. One way we could do that is by raising our, you know, bands here, finding the resonant frequency and then dropping it out. So let's try that, okay? And then sometimes you'll be messing around with the high end frequency and the problem might be in the low highs or even in the mid tone. So we just have to find where the problem is actually at. You hear that? Oh, right there. Let's try to drop that down and see if that clears up the sound. Actually cleared up the sound a lot. All right. Here's something else. Oh. Oh, you hit it. Yeah, how harsh that sounded. Wow. I'm gonna open up another EQ. You hear it? That's the frequency. You hear it? Wow. Okay. 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 So once I found the frequency, I just lowered it. And now it actually sounds pretty cool, and it actually sounds like it's an effect inside of the loop. Let me see if I drop it down more, what will happen. That's pretty dope, actually. Let me see something. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. I went dark on you guys, but I had to in order to hear the sound. So what I did was I've actually EQ'd this sound 3 times. So once off camera, when I guess I was creating the loop, and there was like no real highs when I opened up the file. So I EQ'd it 1 time already. Now I EQ'd it with the first parametric EQ and then the second one. Okay. This one, I was catching resonant frequencies that was standing out, that was bothering my eardrums. So I took those resonant frequencies and I dropped them down. Okay. 2 of them. And then I slid over the number 7 band to take out even more highs of the sound. And then I still wasn't satisfied with the sound because it just had this attack in there. Like somewhere it was like a crazy attack. And I didn't know where it was at. So I pulled out another EQ and I found the sound. Well, I found the frequency and I dropped that one all the way down and even opened it up very, very wide. And what it did was it actually gave me a nice little sound effect. Like it changed the loop, but it changed the loop in a good way. And I wish I had like this loop inside of a mix with like other sounds, because I'm pretty sure it would sound so butter with the way that I changed it. And then what I did was, since I did all this EQing and cutting, I wanted to bring some more presence back into the sound. So I do a compressor on. So I EQ'd first and then I do a compressor on. It's a pretty simple compression. It's just what I did was I ratio 3. Okay, I usually start my ratios around 3, and then I just messed around with the threshold until I felt like the sound sounded nice. Okay, a pretty fast attack. It's all the way down. I want the compressor to start working right away to catch any sounds that might like have like a quick peak. You know what I mean? And then a pretty long, not too long, but pretty long release for like a sound like this, because I just don't want nothing to really pop out. So I'm not trying to really release the sound when, at the beginning of the sound, but I'll let the tail end like release a little bit. So it's a good release. It's not too bad. And then since I have a ratio of 3, I just pretty much doubled it on the gain and brought it back up to 6. So pretty simple compression, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but it actually just made the sound come all together now. It actually brought the highs were actually turned down, and I brought those back up, and it sounds cool. I like it. So let's just listen to it again. Okay. Whoa. Okay, what I like to do, I like to let the sounds play so you can actually hear. You need to like use your ears to listen. So like I won't play it 1 time, like, okay, you got it, guys. I won't do that. I'll let it play. So now let's play that loop again without the 2 EQs and a compressor. You hear how this like attacks is just jumping out in the middle of the sound. It's just too crazy. But now let's put the EQs back on and the compressor. You see how the highs are tamed now. They're sitting back, and you see how the plucky type sound, like the quick attack sound that was really popping out, you see how that sounds more like an effect now. It sounds more like just into the mix. And that's just repairing the sound basically. Let's go try to throw a reverb on this and hear how it sounds with a reverb. Wow, that sounds pretty dope. Okay, so that's pretty dope. This R4 reverb is pretty dope. So I was just going through different presets. Let's do a simple reverb though. Should do the Valhalla. Nah, I can do that. Do a simple reverb. Wow, you see the difference? So we took a sound that is a pretty cool loop, you know, but it just had too many resonant frequencies. The highs were too high. I guess that's like a high mid type of a pluck attack sound that's in there that's just coming through too strong. And you know, look at what we did to it. So, and this is just one sound inside of a bunch of sounds that's going to be put together to make an instrumental or make a full song. So you can see how deep and in depth like mixing can get, especially when it comes to EQing. So I advise you guys to take one sound. It might be a sound that has too much bass, and just dive in and try to fix that sound wave, fix that audio file, get it sounding nice. You know what I'm saying? Just practice with the EQ. Some people just need to not make a beat. They just need to just sit down and practice your craft, you know? Because once you get comfortable using the EQ and also using compression along with EQ, magic can happen. So I have 2 EQs, actually technically 3 EQs, but don't have the first file. So 3 EQs, 2 in this project, a compressor, and then I have a regular reverb. And then after that, I can add to it. So now since the sound sounds so nice, and I got a big like wet reverb on this one too. I wanted to have that nice wet impact, and you can do that with strings and stuff. So let's go and add some air to this. Oh, okay. Right. All right. So. Okay, so that's pretty dope. Add a little bit of air to it, and when I pulled up the air, it also pulled up the highs just a little bit, just to bring back some more of the highs into that sound. Of course, you don't have to do that, but it's all about preference. It's all about mixing, just playing around and having fun with it. Let's see, we could add some more to this. Add one more thing. Okay, and there you have it. So basically, once you fix the audio, then you can start playing around with different effects and, you know, pulling out different characteristics and having it sit a lot better inside of the mix. But let's take the delay off. We'll leave on the reverb in the air. Actually, let's take that off. Let's hear the sound. Okay, now let's bring the reverb and the air back. Okay, now the delay. And of course, there's a bunch of different delays you can try. But you know, I'm just messing around with one. And since you're mixing, you just, you know, gotta have the free time just to play around, see what works, you know. But I'll take that delay off. I don't really like it like that, but I'll just mess around. All right, so let's go back and let me play you this one. Oh, okay. Just listen to the highs on this one. So straight out of the gate, I could just tell you it's just the way that I played that loop compared to the one we just worked on. I played that one a lot better, you know. So just out of the gate, just the way you're playing your keyboard or the specific sounds that you're using, or just the settings that's inside your keyboard, like certain effects you might have on, you might be able to eliminate some problems just off, you know what I'm saying, off rip. So just look at that as well. It's not only about the sound, it's about, you know, what are you doing to create the sound? You know, are you hitting the keys too hard, or are you sending it through a guitar pedal that has, you know, the highs bumped all the way up? So when you actually process the audio, like when you record the audio, it's already messed up. You know, so you have to think about those things as you're creating your music as well. But if you do mess up, it's okay, man. We can come in and fix it. Just, it's a little tedious, but I actually like this type of work because it's actually fun at the same time, and you get to learn and teach yourself new things. Look at what we did with this sound. Now we just created something that's pretty dope, actually. You know. So let's go back and mute that. Unmute this one. That's pretty cool. All right, so it's your boy for Dynasty. I'm signing off. You know what I'm saying? Free mixing university. And we about to take off, man. I'm here to help. That's it. Shout out to Ghetto Styles. Shout out to Erica, also known as Miss Creations. We about to take over the game, baby.